Your comprehension of mathematics, of physics, of science is nothing without the fundamentals. Terence Tao, resident god of mathematics, attributes a lot of his success in the field to a really solid grasp of the basic parts of mathematics. A deep understanding of what numbers are, how they work together, what the interface of algebra is. This is the stuff that makes successes out of us. So today, I want to talk about a lovely starting point on your mathematics journey. Let's say you know a little bit of algebra. You're at a point now where it's like, okay, I can do algebra, but if you give me a hard problem, I'm going to struggle. This is the book for you. This is a Shams outline book, and the Shams outlines were a very popular series of books in the 90s into the 2000s, although I think they're still producing them. Actually, I think they've been around since the 70s, but they got big, I believe, in the late 80s through the 2000s, and these outline series are kind of like a basic SparkNotes version of information about mathematics, and then a ton of practice problems. In this case, 672 problems with full solutions, and the solutions are they're pretty damn good. So this book right here, Basic Mathematics, is a really great place to start to getting a solid grasp for the algebraic manipulation of things. If you can master this book, every other part of math, of physics, of engineering, it's all going to come easier. So without further ado, let's take a look. This book covers a variety of topics. It's going to cover fractions, measurements, scientific notation. That's more the basic stuff, but it's nice. It'll get into the essentials of algebra, linear equations, solving them, graphing them, exponents and radicals. There are logarithms in here, and these are the full log rules. So logarithm algebra, graphing logarithms. Very important stuff that is really easy to catch yourself, even 2, 3, 4 years into college. You'll be working on a problem in a physics course, and you might see a log that just kind of throws you for a loop for a minute. So a book like this will strengthen everything. And it's going to make the algebra, as much as possible, kind of a non-issue when it comes to learning things. And if you don't have to, juggle the algebra while you're learning new concepts, you're going to be able to learn physics, math, all of it so much quicker. Because you're not focused on trying to balance all these things together. You're going to reduce your overall complexity. And you got to start with the fundamentals. So here we have the essentials of plane geometry, solid figures. And this is like basic geometry stuff, similar solids, area of a cone, area of a sphere, useful formulas that me as like an engineering student continue to use to this day. We go into trig functions, solutions of triangles, law of sines, law of cosines, and we do some vectors and conic sections at the end. This is pretty much everything that you would cover in like a pre-calculus course. And then here maybe you have like the pre-calculus, like just an algebra course. But this is most of what you need to get through most of the mathematics you'll encounter in physics, barring calculus. Barring, maybe some special cases with linear algebra and stuff in calculus, this is most of what you're going to see. These logarithms, if you learn this, you're going to be in a great position to go into things like circuit analysis, the way, maybe you can look at fields. Logarithms are very useful tools for this. And learning them, knowing how to manipulate them across a wide variety of algebraic situations is only going to strengthen your abilities as a physics and as a mathematics student. So you can pick this book up pretty cheap from most places, and there is a whole series from the Shams outline, and they cover most of the STEM disciplines, everywhere from mathematics of finance all the way into modern physics. I have another one of these that's an advanced calculus book, and it's absolutely lovely with tons of these solved problems. And you can take a look here at what we see for the solved problems. So let's go to one, and you can get an idea here. So here's a really simple one, and this is ratio, and it just says simplify the ratios. So here's the first one, A, and it says just divide both terms by the common factor, 3, right? 3 divided by 3 is 1, 24 divided by 3 is 8, and then you end up with the simplified ratio. So it's very simple, very walk-you-through-y of the solved problem set, and they're going to be here everywhere. These linear equations are great to study because when we get into 3D vector spaces, knowing how to work with linear functions like this is going to prove hugely beneficial. I have another video on my channel about learning Einstein's theories without calculus, and there's a book for that as well, of course. It relies very heavily. The Lorentz transform is a set of linear equations. So learning linear equations now will benefit you all the way into special relativity as you cover some more advanced physics topics. That's, I think, all I have to say about this book. It's a fantastic book. It's a pretty short read, although the way these Shom's outline series works is as a single, like, teach yourself, they're okay. What they're really good for is as a reference, as a outline of sorts. So what I would recommend is if you're wanting to get into this and make sure your math is sharp, choose a chapter and do 20 problems of any problems you want. Do 10 that are easy and 10 that challenge you. And work through them by hand, check with the solutions, make sure they're correct, and when you feel good, move on to the next chapter. I bet doing that, you could probably finish this whole book within about a month and a half. So try something like that. Get a feel for the ways in which you can manipulate things algebraically, and when everything feels easy, then you know that you've conquered basic mathematics, and you're ready to move into some of the more fun and, dare I say, esoteric elements of math and physics. All right, I think that covers it. Thanks again for watching, guys, and if you have any questions, anything else you want to learn about, leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you liked what you see here, check out the other videos on my channel, and leave a comment, and do subscribe if you find that useful and pertinent to you. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.